One small decision each morning can change the trajectory of your entire life. Every single morning you face a simple but powerful choice: stay in bed and keep dreaming, or get up and start chasing those dreams. It may sound like a small thing, but this decision has the power to shape the rest of your day. Do you hit snooze, pull the blanket over your head, and let the morning slip away? Or do you rise with purpose, ready to take charge? Most people struggle to wake up early not because they're lazy, but because they don't realize what they're losing. 5 more minutes won't hurt, they say, but 5 minutes quickly turns into 10, then 20, and before they know it, they're rushing, stressed, already behind before the day has even started. This isn't just a habit, it's a mindset, one that holds them back. Sure, waking up early isn't easy. The warmth of the blanket, the comfort of tempting. But here's the hard truth. Successful people don't let comfort dictate their choices. They get up early not because it's enjoyable, but because it gives them an edge. There's something almost magical about early mornings. The world is still asleep, the streets are silent, and the air feels different. Come here. These are the rare hours when you have complete control. No distractions, no interruptions. Just time for you. Most people don't recognize this hidden power. They treat waking up early as a burden, something they have to do. But what if you looked at it differently? Early mornings are the only part of the day where you have total control. No emails, no phone calls, no urgent tasks pulling you in different directions. It's a golden window to get ahead while the world still sleeps. Think about how most people start their day. They wake up late, check their phones first thing, scroll mindlessly, then scramble to get ready. Their minds are overwhelmed before the day even begins. Now imagine someone else who wakes up early, stretches, hydrates, sets clear goals, maybe reads or exercises all before the sun rises. Who do you think is setting themselves up for success? The answer is clear. Waking up early doesn't just give you more time, it gives you control. It puts you in the driver's seat of your day instead of reacting to whatever comes at you. That's the difference between people who move forward and those who stay stuck in the same loop. And then there's the clarity. In those quiet, early hours, your mind is fresh, untouched by distractions. It's the perfect time for deep thinking, problem solving, and setting intentions that guide the rest of your day. Many of the world's most successful individuals swear by early mornings, just for the extra hours. But because the early mind is the sharpest, whether it's writing, creating, or strategic planning, morning is prime time. Of course, simply waking up early isn't enough. You have to use that time wisely. But once you do, the impact is undeniable. Your days feel longer, more intentional, and more productive. You're not just reacting to life, you're designing it with purpose. If you've never experienced the power of early mornings, you're missing out on one of life's greatest advantages. Try it for just 1 week. Wake up before the world. Step outside, breathe in the crisp air, and embrace the silence. You'll feel it, the shift, the clarity, the sense of control. And once you do, you won't want to go back. We've just uncovered how the early morning can be your secret weapon. Now, let's talk about how to make the most of that time. What's truly important today? What are the top priorities that must get done no matter what? Take Oprah Winfrey, for example, one of the most influential media moguls of our time. Every morning before diving into her day, she takes a few moments to pause, reflect, and set a clear intention. She doesn't leave her day up to chance. Instead, she takes control from the very beginning, visualizing exactly what she wants to achieve and making sure her actions align with that vision. This simple act of planning helps block out distractions and keeps her focused on what truly matters. It's easy to fall into the trap of checking emails, responding to messages, or reacting to whatever comes your way. But when you've already outlined your priorities at the start of the day, it becomes so much easier to stay on course and make real progress toward your goals. This is why the 3-part morning system Move Your Body, Feed Your Mind, and Plan Your Day is so powerful. And here's the best part, it doesn't require hours. Even dedicating just 30 to 60 minutes to these steps can shift the way your entire day unfolds. The real key? Consistency. You may not feel the full impact after just one morning, but give it time. Let this routine build day after day, and you'll begin to notice changes, small at first, but soon undeniable. You'll feel more in control, sharper, stronger. You'll be the one leading your day, not the other way around. So tomorrow morning, when the alarm goes off, don't just let time slip by. Get up, move your body, fuel your mind. Set your plan, your mornings wisely, and they will reward you with clarity, confidence, and long-term success. Discipline begins in the mind, but it's in the quiet hours of the morning that this discipline truly comes to life. When you rise early and take control of your time, you're not just building a habit, you're training your mindset to be stronger, more intentional, and soon enough, waking up early no longer feels like a struggle. It becomes a privilege, a sacred time you protect. That brings us to something most people overlook: the power of solitude in the morning. In a world that never stops buzzing with endless notifications, emails, messages, and noise, it's rare to find a moment just for yourself. Before we've even taken a breath, our attention is pulled in a dozen directions. But there is a sacred window, a slice of the day when everything is still. No chaos, no pressure, just peace. That moment exists in the early morning, and in that quiet, there lies one of the greatest advantages available to you: solitude. Now, solitude doesn't just mean being alone. It means creating space, mental and emotional space, to breathe, to think, and to reconnect with yourself. When you wake up before the rest of the world, you step into a different reality. It's calmer, clearer. Your mind isn't yet crowded with the opinions or demands of others. You can finally hear your own voice. Many of history's most brilliant minds relied on this early morning solitude as their secret weapon. Albert Einstein, for instance, was known to take long walks alone in the morning, letting his mind wander freely. He once said, "The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulates the creative mind," and history proved him right. That mental stillness led to discoveries that changed how we see the universe. It's no coincidence that so many creators, inventors, and thinkers guarded their mornings. Solitude gives you a moment to tune out the world and tune into yourself. You get to ask the questions that really matter. What do I want today to look like? What kind of life am I really building? Loneliness is a feeling of emptiness. Solitude is a powerful choice, a moment to grow, to reflect, to reset. Leonardo da Vinci, one of the greatest creative minds in history, understood this deeply. He once said, "If you are alone, you belong entirely to yourself." And in the early morning, that is exactly what happens. You belong entirely to yourself. No distractions, no obligations. Just open space to think, dream, and create. But don't think that solitude is reserved only for poets, painters, or scientists. It's for anyone who wants to live with clarity and intention. Imagine this. You wake up early. The house is still. The world hasn't yet made its demands. You pour a glass of water, maybe stretch a little, and sit quietly. There's no rush, no stress, just you, your thoughts, and the time to center yourself before the whirlwind of the day begins. That kind of morning, it's a game changer. Take Kobe Bryant as an example, one of the greatest athletes of all time. Known for his legendary Mamba mentality, he built his success on discipline, focus, and constant self-improvement. His mornings were sacred. Before the sun came up, before the world even stirred, Kobe was already in the gym, training, perfecting, pushing himself silently while others slept. That time, alone and uninterrupted, wasn't just about the workout, to think, to visualize. His greatness before the world demanded his attention. That sacred solitude wasn't just about performance, it was about presence. It gave him clarity, mental control, and ultimately, an edge. And here's the thing, you don't have to be a world-class athlete to gain that same advantage. Even just 10 or 15 minutes of quiet time in the morning can dramatically shift how you feel, how you think, and how you move through the rest of your day. In those still moments, you can journal, meditate, breathe deeply, or simply sit with your thoughts. You can slow down, tune out the noise, and gently ask yourself, what really matters to me today? But there's a reason so many people avoid solitude, because silence can be uncomfortable, being alone with our own thoughts. That's something most of us have been conditioned to escape. So, we reach for our phones, scroll through social media, turn on music or TV, anything to avoid being fully present. But here's the truth. Growth begins in silence. That stillness. It's where your fears surface, but also where your courage can grow. It's where doubts emerge, but where clarity is born. Mahatma Gandhi, a man who led a peaceful revolution that changed history, made solitude a daily priority. He rose early, sat in complete silence, and reflected before the noise of the day began. For him, this was not optional, it was essential. He believed that without that stillness, he wouldn't be able to lead with wisdom and strength. The same goes for you. If you don't claim time for yourself in the morning, the world will claim it for you. You'll find your day slipping into distraction, filled with obligations, stress, and unexpected interruptions. You'll be reacting to life instead of leading it. But when you start with solitude, even just a few intentional minutes, you gain control. You step into your day with a calm mind, a focused heart, and a clear sense of purpose. You're no longer just hoping for a good day, you're creating one. So how can you practice this kind of morning solitude? Start small. Set your alarm just 15 minutes earlier. When you wake, don't reach for your phone. Don't rush. Instead, breathe. Be still. Write down whatever comes to mind. Your thoughts, worries, goals, intentions. Or step outside for a quiet walk, letting your thoughts wander freely. You can sit in meditation or just watch the sky change color as the sun rises. You don't need an hour. You don't need a complicated plan. What you need is permission to give yourself space, because solitude in the morning is not about being alone, it's about being empowered. It's the foundation you build before the world starts shaking you. It's how you anchor yourself before the chaos begins. It's how you stop reacting and start leading. So tomorrow, before the noise creeps in, take a moment just for you. Sit in silence. Breathe deeply. Listen to what your heart has to say, because in that stillness is where strength begins, where clarity takes root, where true success is born. After understanding how solitude builds inner strength and mental clarity, it's only natural to ask, how do the most successful people in the world actually use their mornings? If you take a closer look at high achievers, from leaders to artists to CEOs, it's about using those early hours with intention to set the tone, build momentum, and take control before the demands of the world come knocking. A strong morning routine does more than help you feel productive. It's training your mind and body to operate at their best every single day. Take Benjamin Franklin, for example, one of the most brilliant thinkers in history. His morning ritual was remarkably simple, yet incredibly powerful. Each day began with a single question: what good shall I do this day? That one reflection gave his day purpose and direction. Mission. His success wasn't just fueled by intellect, it was powered by consistent, purposeful discipline. And Franklin wasn't alone. From elite athletes to top-level executives, many of the world's highest performers stick to carefully crafted routines. These habits are their launch pads, helping them show up at their absolute best. So what do those winning routines actually look like? Let's break down the most common habits behind morning greatness. First, they wake up with intention. Instead of hitting snooze multiple times, they rise the moment the alarm sounds. That one decision, though small, sets the tone for everything that follows. When you delay your morning, you reinforce the habit of procrastination. But when you get up immediately, you send a signal to your brain: I am in charge. He wakes up at 4:30 a.m. sharp. From there, he moves through a set routine: light exercise, quiet reflection, and a cup of coffee as he reviews his daily goals. That structure gives him clarity and calm before stepping into the storm of high stakes. Decision-making, another foundational habit. Physical movement. Successful people know that energy is everything. A sluggish body leads to a sluggish mind. That's why exercise, no matter how simple, is often the first thing they do. During his presidency, Barack Obama made it a daily priority to work out. He understood that if he didn't take care of his physical health, he couldn't perform at the level his job required. And it doesn't have to be intense. Even a short 10-minute stretch can shake off sleepiness, boost focus, and ignite discipline. Then there's the practice of feeding the mind. What you consume mentally in the morning sets the foundation for how you think and feel all day. High achievers don't start by scrolling through social media or drowning in email. They start by learning. Consider Bill Gates. Every morning, he dedicates time to reading books, newspapers, or in-depth articles. He believes that constant learning keeps him ahead of the curve. And if one of the world's most accomplished billionaires makes time to read first thing in the morning, what excuse do we really have? But productivity isn't the only goal. Clarity and emotional stability are just as important, which is why many successful people incorporate mindfulness into their mornings. Whether it's meditation, prayer, or journaling, this stillness helps them stay centered. Take Mahatma Gandhi. Even while leading one of the most historic, non-violent movements the world has ever seen, he never skipped his morning silence. WASNT optional lit was essential. Gandhi believed that unless he first centered himself, he couldn't effectively lead others. Another powerful habit: visualization and goal setting. Before his rise as a bodybuilding champion, blockbuster actor and governor Arnold Schwarzenegger started each morning with one simple ritual. He visualized his success. Onto film sets, speaking to crowds, that mental image wasn't fantasy, it was preparation. And by doing it every day, he trained his brain to chase it in real life. But here's something important to remember. Your morning routine doesn't have to match any of these examples. You don't need to copy Franklin's question. The goal isn't to mimic someone else's routine, it's to create one that energizes you. So, now that we've looked at the powerful habits of high achievers, the question becomes, how do you build a morning routine that actually works for you? A great morning routine doesn't have to be complicated. Follows a simple and effective formula. The first step: wake up with purpose. No snoozing, no hesitation. The moment your alarm goes off, you rise. This one action, repeated daily, starts to rewire your mind for discipline and control. Next, move your body. It doesn't have to be a full workout. Even 5 minutes of stretching or a brisk walk can shake off grogginess and send a burst of energy through your system. Then, feed your mind. Choose something that inspires or challenges you. Read a few pages of a book, listen to a short podcast, or spend time reflecting on your goals. It's about setting a positive mental tone before the world has a chance to flood your brain with noise. After that, practice mindfulness. You could meditate, pray, or write in a journal, whatever helps you center yourself and gain clarity. Just a few minutes of stillness can calm your mind and sharpen your focus. Finally, plan your day. Before distractions take over, decide what matters most. Write down your top 3 priorities. That way, when the chaos begins, you already know what deserves your energy now. You don't need to do everything at once. In fact, trying to overhaul your whole morning overnight is a recipe for burnout. Start small. Pick just 1 or 2 habits and stick with them. As your routine becomes second nature, you can build from there. Because here's the truth: success isn't born in big dramatic moments. It's built quietly in the small, consistent choices you make each morning. That aligns with your goals and lifestyle. You reclaim your time, your energy, and your direction. So tomorrow morning, instead of launching into your day on autopilot, take a breath, step back, start your morning with intention. Choose habits that fuel both your body and your mind. And little by little, you'll begin to feel the shift. Your mornings won't just be earlier, they'll be stronger. Building a morning routine is a powerful first step, but as you've probably realized, the real challenge often starts the moment the alarm goes off. Even with the best intentions, waking up before the sun rises can feel like an uphill battle. Limbs feel heavy, and your mind whispers, just 5 more minutes. Sound familiar? Those 5 minutes easily turn into 30, and just like that, your carefully planned routine goes out the window. This is the moment where most people lose the fight, not because they don't know how to push through the discomfort. The truth is, waking up early is about more than setting an alarm. It requires changing your habits, adjusting your mindset, and respecting your sleep cycle. Feeling groggy when you wake up is completely normal. It's called sleep inertia. Even the most disciplined early risers experience it. They don't let it stop them. So, how do they do it? One simple but effective trick is to move immediately. The moment your alarm rings, sit up, plant your feet on the floor, and take a deep breath. Then do something that gets your body engaged. Stretch, splash cold water on your face, drink a glass of water, or take a quick shower. These small actions tell your brain the day has begun. Another helpful hack: room. If your alarm is within arm's reach, hitting snooze is too tempting. But if you have to physically get out of bed to turn it off, you're already in motion, and that's half the battle won. But here's a deeper reason many people fail. To stick with early mornings, they don't have a reason to get up. If your morning doesn't hold anything meaningful or enjoyable, your brain will keep asking, why bother? And without a compelling answer, it'll choose comfort. Take Richard Branson, founder of the Virgin Group. He wakes up at 5 a.m. every day, not to jump into work, but to do things he loves. He exercises, spends time with family, and engages in activities that energize him. That kind of start builds natural motivation. So ask yourself, what's something you genuinely enjoy that you could do first thing in the morning? It might be reading a book, journaling, listening to music, or simply sipping coffee in peace. Give yourself a reason to look forward to your mornings, not just survive them. Another common setback: quitting too soon. Many people try waking up early for a few days, struggle, and then give up. But just like building muscle, developing the habit takes time. You can't expect to go from waking up at 8 a.m. to 5 a.m. to 5 a.m. overnight. That's not just unrealistic, it's unsustainable. Instead, start small. If you usually get up at 8, try waking at 7:45. Hold that for a few days, then shift again. Gradual change is easier on your body and mind, and it sticks. Still struggling? Add accountability. Tell a friend or family member about your goal. Set up a morning check-ins, a text or voice note when you're up. Use a habit tracking app to visually see your progress. The more layers of accountability you have, the harder it is to back out. Because here's the bigger picture. Waking up early isn't just about having more time, it's about mastering your mindset. It's about proving to yourself that you can take control even when it's hard. And that battle, it doesn't start at sunrise. It starts the night before with the decisions you make about your bedtime, your phone use, your commitment. So, ask yourself, are you really not a morning person, or have you just never trained yourself to become one? Are your circumstances truly in the way, or are you clinging to comfort and calling it truth? The good news is you can change. Become the kind of person who takes charge of their time, their energy, and their life. But it starts with one choice. The choice to stop making excuses and start making changes. Tomorrow morning when the alarm rings, don't wait, don't snooze. Get up, take action, and prove to yourself that you're stronger than your comfort zone. Once you've learned to beat the alarm clock and take control of your morning, something powerful begins to happen. You start creating momentum. This is what we call the ripple effect. One intentional choice in the morning leads to another. And before you realize it, your entire day begins to align with purpose, focus, and energy. Like ripples in water, each small action spreads outward, touching every part of your life. Picture this: two people wake up at the same time. One rolls over, grabs their phone, and spends the first 20 minutes scrolling mindlessly. They eventually stumble out of bed, already feeling behind. The other wakes up with intention. They stretch, hydrate, and spend a few quiet moments setting their mindset for the day. Who do you think will be more productive, more focused, more in control? The answer is obvious. One person is reacting to their day, the other is leading it. But remember, the ripple effect works both ways. A strong start can create momentum for progress, clarity, and high performance. But a chaotic, unintentional start that can set you on a path of stress, procrastination, and wasted time. Those seemingly small decisions you make in the first 30 minutes of your day, whether you get up right away, whether you move your body, whether you set goals, shape the flow of your entire day, and over time, shape your life. Consider Margaret Thatcher, former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. She was known for waking up at 5 a.m., long before meetings or debates ever began. She used that extra time to read, reflect, and prepare her mind. That early discipline gave her a sense of clarity and confidence that influenced every decision she made throughout the day. This is why successful people don't just wake up early, they use their mornings intentionally. They understand that a productive morning sends a clear message to the rest of the day. I'm in control. I've already won the first battle. Even something as simple as making your bed can trigger a powerful ripple effect. Admiral William H. McRaven, a former U.S. Navy SEAL, emphasized this in his famous commencement speech. If you want to change the world, start by making your bed. Why? Because completing a small task first thing in the morning creates a sense of accomplishment that encourages you to keep going. It's not about the bed, it's about discipline, momentum, and mental framing. This same principle applies to movement. Whether it's light stretching, a short walk, or a full workout, getting your body moving first thing fuels your energy levels, sharpens your mind, and builds resilience for the day ahead. Celebrated author Haruki Murakami begins each day with running. He believes that physical activity clears the mind and fuels creativity, allowing him to write with greater flow and depth. For him, the body's motion powers the brain's emotion. Your mindset matters too. If your day begins with negativity checking, social media, absorbing bad news, or grumbling about your to-do list, you're programming your mind for frustration. But if you start with gratitude, intention, or a few pages of uplifting reading, you prime your brain for optimism. Look at Maya Angelou, one of the most revered poets in history. She had a sacred morning ritual, rising early, spending time alone, reflecting in silence before ever putting pen to paper. That intentional start helped her tap into deep emotions and craft words that resonated with millions. And here's something you may not have considered. Your morning doesn't just affect you, it shapes how you show up for others. The energy you carry into your work, your relationships, your conversations, it's contagious. If you begin your day feeling scattered, that stress spreads. But if you begin with purpose and clarity, you show up as a better version of yourself for your team, your family, and your future. Think back. Have you ever had one of those mornings where everything went wrong? You overslept, you rushed, maybe spilled your coffee, forgot something important, and somehow the whole day seemed to spiral in that same chaotic pattern. Now imagine the opposite. You wake up calmly, you take a deep breath, you stretch, smile, and drink water. You sit down for 5 quiet minutes and write down your top 3 goals. You're not rushed, you're ready. That sense of control, it carries with you into your meetings, your decisions, even your posture and tone of voice. This is why consistency is everything. One strong morning is great, but string together a week, a month, a year of powerful starts, and you've built the foundation of a high-performing life. Take Winston Churchill. As Prime Minister, during one of the most turbulent periods in world history, his mornings were structured and deliberate. He would rise early, review critical information, and mentally prepare for the difficult decisions ahead. His composure under pressure? It wasn't luck, it was preparation. Churchill's ability to face adversity and make critical decisions under pressure wasn't random, it was the product of starting each day with clarity, structure, and control. And the truth is, you don't have to be a world leader to benefit from a powerful morning. Whether you're a student preparing for exams, an entrepreneur building your vision, an artist chasing inspiration, or simply someone trying to live better, your mornings matter. Your morning routine shapes your direction. It influences how you show up, how you think, how you feel, and ultimately, the life you build. But here's the key. There's no one-size-fits-all routine. The goal isn't perfection, it's intention. Maybe for you, it's about waking up just a bit earlier. Maybe it's getting your body moving, reading for 10 minutes, writing in a journal, or setting goals for the day. Or maybe it's just one small ritual, something simple, meaningful, and repeatable that gets you into momentum. What matters most is how you begin. So pause and ask yourself honestly, how do you currently start your day? Do you wake up with intention, or do you let the morning pass you by in autopilot? Do you create momentum or wait for motivation to magically appear? Here's the good news. You're in control. Every single morning, life gives you a blank slate, a chance to create the ripple effect that can carry through your entire day on, ultimately, your future. When you start strong, the rest of the day tends to follow, because mastering your morning, that's how you begin to master your life. Success isn't built in one dramatic moment. It's built in the small, consistent, intentional choices you make, especially when no one is watching. And those choices start the second your alarm rings. Throughout this journey, we've explored the transformative power of early mornings. We've seen how top performers use them to sharpen their edge. We've uncovered the science behind habit formation and the strategies for overcoming the hardest part, actually getting up. But now, the real question is no longer why you should wake up early. The real question is, what are you going to do about it? Because every morning, you face a choice. You can hit snooze and stay where you are. Or you can rise literally and take a step toward the life you truly want. You can stay stuck in your old habits. Or you can take that first courageous step into a new version of yourself, the people who succeed. They're not always the smartest, or the luckiest, or the most talented. They're the ones who take control of their time. They're the ones who wake up early, even when they don't feel like it. They build discipline when no one's watching. They create momentum when others are waiting for motivation. And that kind of person, that can be you. You don't need to start by waking up at 4 a.m. tomorrow. Begin small. Wake just 15 minutes earlier than usual. Swap the scroll for something intentional. Stretch, breathe, set a goal. Give yourself a reason to get out of bed with purpose. Yes, it will be uncomfortable at first. Your mind will push back, but if you keep going, if you keep choosing action over excusing, amazing will happen. Your mindset will begin to shift. What once felt like a burden will start to feel like a gift. You won't just have to wake up early. You'll want to be, because you'll feel the difference it makes. So here's my challenge to you. Give yourself just 7 days. Commit to waking up early with intention for 1 week. No pressure for perfection, just consistency. See how it transforms your focus, your confidence, your energy. Because once you experience the power of a strong morning, you won't want to go back. You'll realize that the life you want, the success you've been chasing, the self-discipline you've admired in others, it's been waiting for you this whole time. And it begins the moment you rise. Take ownership and step into your day with purpose. Your time is now. Your journey starts today. Will you rise up and own it? So here we are at the end of this journey and the beginning of yours. You've learned the power of waking up early. You've seen how small habits create momentum, how intention can replace chaos, and how a single morning can shape an entire life. And now, it's no longer just an idea, it's a choice that's entirely in your hands. You don't need permission. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. Because when you take control of your mornings, you take control of your mindset. When you rise with purpose, you show the world and yourself that you are ready to lead your life, not just live it. Let your mornings be the proof that you're serious about your goals. Let them be the quiet hours where your discipline grows, where your dreams breathe, and where your momentum starts. The alarm will ring again tomorrow. What you do next will tell the story of who you're becoming. Will you rise or will you repeat? The future doesn't begin someday. It begins when you wake up with purpose. If you found value in this message, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And if you're ready to own your mornings and transform your life, start tomorrow. Better yet, start today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.